My addiction for building airships is getting worse. Only this time, it's not an airship, it's a flying island. The Aeronautics Discord server recently, like a few weeks ago, hosted a building competition to build a flying island in preparation of aeronautics. And this is my design. Um, Here on the exterior, you can see it has like a nice little lookout tower. It has a few buildings. This is the steam engine, two propellers, one for steering, one for main propulsion. Over here, it just has this kind of little garden area where you can get all your Farmer's Delight crops and like crops in general for cooking and things like that. Here we have this other building and another lookout tower. I think they look nice, so I included two of them. Um, I have some gradients here at the bottom. I have this. This is the bridge. This is like the where you can draw it from. This is a tree. Don't question the realism of this tree. He can survive there. Um, right here is the entrance area, the docking port, the sky harbor, if you will. Um, this can extend right here. It cannot because I didn't start up the steam engine. I'm going to show you the steam engine first. You just started by flipping off the first clutch and getting the steam engine that's just there to power this thing right here, the water input. And like, yeah, the second step, you have to turn off the second clutch. Here we just have some storage, these potato crates from Farmer's Delight. This engine can produce like 60k stress units, so it should be enough for everything you have on this island. And here you can see it actually just spins the two rotors. And now I can show you how it extends. Look, it extends. Isn't this great? Cause like I guess you don't want your airship just being here and getting too close to the island to avoid damages, I guess. That was my logic by building it. Over here, going to the little farm section next, we have a little tree, we have a little garden, and we have this beautiful balcony where you can just reminisce about the things that you definitely should do. Moving on. Right back here, we have first off this section. This is just some controls for the steam engine. Here you can see the main boiler. And in these two chests, you can put all the burnables, wood, coal, whatever. You'd need to power these four burners. It's all getting funneled into this big item vault, so you should have enough storage for a while. Going on, right up here we have a little hangout section where you can read a book and just look out the window, and you have a chest there for no reason. This is the second room. This is like an engineer's room. He has a double bed. He has a desk to work at, like with a toolbox, whatever. And right up here it goes up to one of the little lookout towers. The other one actually isn't accessible, but you know, form of a function. In the floor, some storage. It cut up the floor texture a bit, so I think it looked nice. This is a elevator to the bottom layer, which I think came out very good. And this is actually the section where you do most of your survival things in crafting and all of that. We have this bridge leading through this little cave, since this is a flying island, and I thought making a cave would be kind of nice. It's continuing over here to the cockpit seat, where you have your speed controls and things like that. They don't work yet, but once Aeronautics comes out, I'll make all of this. I'll make this thing actually functional, and I'll update the schematic in the description. We even have some water down here. And this is like a little kitchen area with some sushi and some pots. I love the kitchens Farmer's Delight lets you build with some storage and things like that, and a pie. And this is where we go down to a little engineering room. Here's like all the crafting things you'd need, like a mixer, a press, the crusher and like a few fans for this one's a smoker, this one washes things. You can see this like in some of the recipes create ads. This is a haunter. You can, for example, make sand into soul sand there, and this is like a furnace equivalent. Like it's a lot better than any furnace because it doesn't actually use any fuel. You just drop the items in there and they get smelted. And going on, right over here we have a staircase downwards, but first off we have this little storage room. We just have some fish and some ice, I guess. Like this thing could go on a quite long journey, quite a long journey, and therefore you need supplies and things like that. And right down here's the section that's suited for survival. Like you have all the chests you need, and a enchantment setup with a anvil and a lectern and like all the crafting materials, crafting benches you'd need. And I like this little trick you can do with where you do a floor out of deep slate and put some mud in there and actually puts plants on the mud. I think it looks very nice. And that's pretty much it. I added a spore blossom for the nice particles and like a bit of glowberries and things like that. And yeah, wait, no, I forgot a room. I forgot an entire house. This is another little house where we have another pharmacy light kitchen because I like them, as said before, with some sushi and a chest. And right out here you have like a little balcony. Um, and stairs upwards to the second floor where you have another toolbox and two beds. And yeah, so this thing's usable for 4 people. If aeronautics comes out, you could maybe use it on a server to just fly around with your friends and actually live in this thing. Other than that, there's not much to show for except maybe the balloons. They're both empty. But what I did do is I added these windows that go all the way up to the top, so some natural light comes through. Because otherwise, I can show you this real quick. If all of them were blocked, the entire island would just be really dark, and I didn't think that looked quite good. So I just made a few little windows that are also completely realistic. So do not question me. And yeah, actually wanted to thank everybody who watches the videos a lot because recently we hit 1,000 subscribers, which kind of blew my mind. I didn't think this would get any attention at all. This was originally just meant to show off the big airship, my first video that I made, and then I just kept on doing a few more videos. And like now we have 1,000 subs. It's insane, honestly, and I can't thank everybody who watches the videos enough. Thanks so much, Little Keys.